Welcome to tea time. Thanks for coming to the tea party. It's your girl Bevy back with another video. We're gonna do a tea and talk. So, um, I have my tea here. This is like the closest thing I could get to like a London fog. Um, yeah, so okay, so I have my tea here. If you don't have yours, you have time to get it. So I was actually going to go out today and do something and like film, but um I just decided not to. I'm not feeling 100% great. Plus the weather is not what I want it to be at all. It's a little too cold. Oh, that's so good. But this is as close as I can get at home to like a London fog. I may, um, I guess, show how I make it or like the recipe or whatever. But um, for now, our topic today is going to be about basically being comfortable being alone. I was just talking about how I was going to go out and do some things. I was going to go do some fun things by myself, essentially. I think people have a really hard time just being alone and doing things without other folks. And if you're anything like me, I'm sure like, no, I don't. It's not. No, it's not. It's great to be by myself, right? Well, then, you're like me. So for me personally, over time, people, unreliable situations, have all taught me, I guess, the importance of just doing my own thing and being by myself. I'm not someone who's easily bored. So I don't really struggle, with spending time alone. As you can see, technically I'm by myself doing doing this. I'm enjoying tea and relaxing by myself. I don't even have to leave the house to like enjoy my life on my own, but there are times where I'll go and do things by myself. And I'm perfectly content with that. I think there's uh some trauma-based codependency with folks. For some people, they just are so used to constantly being around other people that they don't know how to stand on their own. So we're going to talk about that. I just put out a video of my Zamboango snacks, and that's actually part of what I'm going to be snacking on for my tea time, tea and biscuits. I have some peppermint popcorn that's not from them, but this is, the peppermint bark. It is fabulous. I have been eating that because they gave me a good amount of that. I also have their red velvet cookie, which I talked about. Their red velvet cookies are really good, and I do not care for red velvet normally, but these are amazing. I think these might be the Alba cookies. They're so pretty. So I'm going to put the link in the description box so you guys can click the link. Go check them out. Check out, they have cookies, cakes. Check out their bakery. Like I said, it's all low carb, no sugar, and much of it's also low calorie. So check out their nutrition info and check out their desserts. Again, this is not sponsored. I really love them. I've been a patron of them for some years, so I highly recommend them. And then you can have them next time we have another tea party. So I'll give you a moment to get yourself together and get myself together, and then we'll get into it. All right, I'm gonna start stacking here in a second. So the first thing you have to do in order to be comfortable being alone is to, in my opinion, try new things. So when you're trying new things, you might actually not be comfortable trying them with new people. it kind of depends on, I guess, your personality, but you might actually be really uncomfortable trying something new in front of other people. Maybe you'll be embarrassed or whatever. So, a great way of getting comfortable being by yourself is to just do things that you haven't done before. um, Maybe you wanted to like take up archery, um, or you're a rare person and you've never ever been bowling. Comment below if you've never been bowling, because I want to know. But you can actually go do those things by yourself. And if you're just learning how to do something, you're like not comfortable with the world seeing that, then it's a great way to practice being by yourself, because you're going to be trying these things alone. Maybe you don't know how to paint. You want to take like one of those cute little paint and sip classes. You don't have to do that with people. You can do it on your own. There might be a group there, but you can come and, do things on your own. And you'll actually find the more you do things alone that sometimes you'll run into people who like to talk, who want to make friends, who want to be friends, or even just in that moment, they may not, enjoy silence like you'll find that you like. So they'll like start up conversations and stuff with you. So even though you went alone, you'll still like have an opportunity to like communicate and whatnot, especially if you're doing the painting thing, because you're gonna end up like anything where you're like dealing with an instructor, you're probably going to talk to like instructors and teachers. So again, you'll be alone, but you'll have people around and it won't feel as much like you're by yourself. I think this is like a really good first step for getting comfortable being alone. Secondly, you know what you'd like to do. I'm sure at this point in your life, regardless of your age, you know what you like. So go do that by yourself. Maybe you like to dance and you want to like take a dance class, even though you like it and you're good at it. Maybe you want to brush up on your skills or whatever. Go enjoy a dance class. Go have a great time by yourself. And again, you're gonna have so much fun doing what you love. It's not gonna feel like you're all alone, which is the point. The point is for you to not feel uncomfortable. And when you do stuff that brings you joy anyway, you're not gonna feel upset about being alone. Like you're not going to think about it. You're going to be too busy having fun. Similar to what I was saying with trying something brand spanking new. Cookie is so good. Another thing you're going to have to learn how to do is to accept feelings of loneliness. This is really hard for people to do. People seem to go through like their entire existence and try to avoid feeling lonely. It's okay to feel lonely. There are people who have been married for 40 years and they felt alone all 40 years at different periods, They felt lonely. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to have a bit of a longing sometimes for more. That's human. That's normal. That's all right. But the problem is when we come into things trying really, really hard to avoid feeling our feelings. I always say it's okay to feel your feelings. Feel your feelings, because feeling your feelings is important. Stop doing things to try to avoid feeling. That's not the point. You're not supposed to be running from your feelings. You're not supposed to be trying to avoid your feelings. Go do what, go ahead and go through your, the uncomfortable parts of your life. It's all part of the human experience. It's okay. we run into a lot of trouble when we try to avoid feeling our feelings because we end up doing things that are very unhealthy and trying to avoid something that's natural and human. So, instead of just feeling loneliness, sometimes you're over here constantly dating garbage people because you just don't want to be alone. You don't want to feel lonely. Well, you're still not getting what you need. In fact, you're creating alternative problems on top of the feeling of loneliness, because those people will still have you feeling lonely. So that should let you know that that's not going to do anything to fix the problem. There actually isn't a problem because it's perfectly normal and okay to feel loneliness. That's all right. And like I said, if you do these things that I'm telling you to do, you're not going to feel loneliness as frequently. And even when you do, you're going to recognize, oh, it's a normal feeling, it'll pass. And you're also going to be very comfortable being alone. So it's going to feel fine. You're not going to struggle. You're not going to stress. You're going to feel perfectly okay with being lonely sometimes, because you're going to realize it's not that bad to be alone. I love me. I have a great time with me. So it's not a problem to be alone or to feel lonely. I would also say that you should get self-help books, books that are, full of self-affirmations, when you're feeling like down, because I think sometimes when, we associate loneliness with feeling down and we turn it into like a big problem. But like I said, it's not. The feeling of being down will usually pass. Unless you're like clinically depressed or something, you may need to seek, a mental health provider to help you get through your feelings of being down. But when I'm not, outside of that, the feelings of being down will pass just like the feelings of loneliness pass. So just go through the feelings. It's really not that bad. It'll be okay. You take it one day at a time, and each day it can and will get better. That's what you have to tell yourself. So get those books about self-help, self-affirmation, and learn to be okay with being you, and accept that you are enough just as you are. I will also say, and this is like my last piece of advice on this, I don't want to drag this one out, is to work on your self-love, work on loving yourself. That's part of what makes being alone cool. It's totally fine. It's actually fun to go do things by myself. I'll go out to eat by myself. I don't care if I'm in a restaurant. I'll sit in a booth by myself. If I want to sit at the bar, I'll sit at the bar by myself. I'll go to a movie by myself. Like, there's all the things that I would do with other people, I'll do by myself. It's totally fine. Child, I love to shop. I go shopping by myself. I will be busy for hours thinking about anyone or anything. Not feeling any distress, just being by myself. So, even if you're not going out and about and you want to be in the house on your own, that, I'm a curl up and enjoy my tea and my Zamboango snacks by myself. And I'm really going to have a good time, and I'm going to be okay. I'll watch a movie by myself. I'll do some writing by myself. I'll read a great book by myself. I have done a bunch of awesome things in my life on my own. I was born alone. Usually when you get called home, you're alone. You have to get comfortable with being alone. It's really not bad. And you see that once you love yourself, once you see the value in yourself and you love yourself, and you just realize you don't need a bunch of people around you all the time. You don't need a bunch of fake people in your face. A lot of these friendships are built on nothing but like the most basic things in common, because some people feel like they absolutely must have friends. They absolutely, some of these relationships are built on a house of cards that could blow away at any moment, because people feel like they have to be, in a relationship so that they're not alone. Like, stop running from yourself. What's so bad about you that you aren't good enough on your own. You have to really look within. And I know it's uncomfortable, but it's totally worth it because you're going to be just fine by yourself. You're going to love yourself, and solitude is not a bad thing. Being alone is not a bad thing. There are all these people that will try to tell you, even in like society and in the media, they try to do these things to make it seem like you're a big weirdo. If you just want to be alone, there's nothing wrong with being alone. There's nothing wrong with standing on your own 2 feet. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. That's actually very healthy. It's very unhealthy to try to force situations, to try to force relationships, to try to force connections that should have never happened in the first place, all because you're running from yourself and you don't want to be alone. It is fine to be alone. It is great to be alone. You will value it. And like I said, as you start to love yourself, and you're eventually gonna get to the point where you side eye these people who can't be alone for 5 seconds. You're gonna be like, what's wrong with you that you don't think, it's okay to be by yourself? So yeah, that's it for this particular tea time with Bevy. I'll invite you again to another tea party where we'll talk about a completely different topic. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment, and let me know what you think. Do you like being alone? And if not, why not? And what are you going to do? What are you going to try to start to enjoy being alone? Bye.